best game Roberts always finds out. Hey everybody, I'm Jose. I'm going to be reviewing the 2015 film Ant-Man. I really love the Dave Brown and Petty Howard in between film. I was expecting seeing those two characters, so it was a nice throwback in a way. Pym has the knowledge of how to make the pimp girls, and he wants to figure out how he doesn't want any of his competitors to his progress for any reason, because he was afraid of things he didn't want to. He just didn't really like being with the SSR anymore, and so that's why he resigned from Howard. Visited Scott Lane. He wants to. He's getting out prison pretty much, and he wants to get a job and stuff. And he meets up with his friend Louise, which I thought was one of the funniest characters I've seen ever in the MCU. He was really the way he talks and his storytelling is really keeps things going and interesting. I really love the bond that Scott has with his daughter Casey in a really good way. I feel like a lot of people who watch this movie can relate to Scott and Casey in some way, so I find that really admire that in a really unique way. You see that Scott is with he's pretty much with roommates pretty much. He goes back to the apartment because he lost his job, because Best Roberts finds out that he found out about his past, that he was in the slammer pretty much, so he had to find another job so he can pay child support to see Cassie. So yeah, that was really pretty strong. And you see that Louise has a job for Scott about robbing this old guy's house, and then it turns out it's Hank Pym's house. And at first I thought that's a weird coincidence that he just happens to find the Ant-Man suit, but then later on we find out that Hank is not the one who actually planned. He wanted Scott to be inside the house and find the suit. He shows him because there was some Hank sees something in Scott in some way. He wanted him to be the Ant-Man because Hank couldn't be because of his past with Janet pretty much. He followed the conversation Hank and Scott have, but because when they talk about how them don't try and Avengers, or how them they don't have how he doesn't wear the suit, it makes sense. It's understandable why Hank doesn't want to be the Ant-Man anymore, or why he emotionally can't. You see that he has picked that this is a guy named Darren who's pretty much Hank's his employer, right? Or competition in some way. He wants to become better than Hank, and he wants to use this vessel called primary vessel for, as he says, it's the Yellow Jacket, and it's just really interesting. And I like that. I like how the Yellow Jacket suit works, and his plan is really the most Marvel fan. The MCU, the bad guys always did a little overboard in some way, so it goes wrong in some ways. We did see Hank has a daughter named Hope Van Dyne, and I liked Hope in this film. I really liked her character. She really stood out in a really great way. I feel like there was a lot of things that she wants to do. She wants to become she wants to take the matter of her parents and become the next Ant-Man, but her dad won't let her because he doesn't want that to lose her in that way, or made her doesn't want her to regret being the Ant-Man or anything like that, because I feel like Hank doesn't want Hope to lose herself like he did with himself. I feel like that's why he doesn't want her to be the next Ant-Man as much as Hope wants to. She's pretty much betting Hank to do the missions, but eventually Hank talks to Scotty. He pretty much wants him to be the Ant-Man, and then he just didn't want to, because he didn't want to get into so much trouble. Scott was pretty much Mr. Pim's last hope of completing doing the mission. He had one of his missions was he had to go to this old stock facility to get this tech, and then he meets up with the Falcon, and that interaction was really good. I really enjoyed seeing that. We didn't see much of Falcon and Avengers Age of Ultron, and I was kind of bummed out that he didn't do much. I'm glad that he was in this film. He did something into the point where I was like enjoyable. It showed that he showed Scott interacting with someone God faces off with someone who is within his level pretty much when it comes to being a superhero in some way. I really enjoyed seeing the interaction with each other. Darian Cross, he wants to replicate the pen particles, and he tries it so many times, and he's pretty much out of control in the session. That was it was really interesting and weird that he wants to keep going and such. He's trying too hard pretty much. I feel like his enemy was mostly Hank and not Scott. So when Scott and Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket, they fought each other, I felt like they were just fighting. I didn't feel like there was any tension between those two in a way until Devin got Cassie involved and such. I really love that Scott is thinking about Cassie for all this. He wants to do this for Casey and Cassie, right? Yeah. Cassie, and there was a real reason why. There was a real motive on why you wanted to do what you wanted to do. You want to be someone he started to look up to in some ways. That's really fantastic to see. I really like that part where Scott and Hank explain what the regulator does, which has something that is to help the audience such as the audience understand what that is and how it works and all that stuff, and what's been goes wrong and stuff like that. And then there's a story within the regulator when Hank talks to Hope about what happened to Janet and her mom, and there was real emotions between those two with each other, and it started ruins it. But, so overall, this film was really good. I thought this was, at first I honestly thought this film wasn't gonna be all that great. It was a superhero about ants. It made me love ants a little bit more in some way. That's what they never did. Anyways, yeah. What did I say about what did I say about Ant-Man? Do you guys like the story of Scott and Cassie and Hank and Hope's bond of each other? And in the end credit scene, you see that Hank is gonna give his daughter a suit of her own, the Wasp, which is, I was really excited to see her wear the suit in the future. So yeah, that film was really great. There was a lot of amazing moments. One of my favorite moments was when Scott's daughter was sleeping and he was inside the room, pretty much seeing her, and that was a really touching moment. I really love that in some way. That was really great. And then him waving goodbye to her with the shadow, and then that was a really nice touch too. When he was after he fought Yellow Jacket, most of the characters were really funny. Most of the characters had the best moments when the characters had that serious word, and we see all this touching of these characters worked really well, and yeah, I really enjoyed this film. We see in a credit scene that Falcon was talking to Steve about in front of Bucky, and then he was talking about Ant-Man. So yeah, that was a really great way to explain who he's talking about in some ways. Yeah. Let me know what you think about this film down below in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Share this video. I actually did a Ant-Man and the Wasp review a couple years back, so you can see that video right here, and his video, and subscribe for more reviews. Alright, bye.